Congratulations on I'm sure this is really crazy and amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really awesome. I really like it here. Sundance is cool.
I guess just to start off, I mean, these are both. Which one did you do first?
I filmed Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene first, and then there's a week I didn't work, and then Silent House started rehearsals right afterwards.
And you've never done a feature before?
No,
right?
I did my first movie this summer, but it didn't apply to Sundance. It's that Bruce Beresford film with Catherine Keener and Jane Fonda.
Okay.
That was really awesome. And so that was the first movie I got to work on, and then we overlapped a week with Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, so it was just 3 movies back to back, which was really cool.
And why all of a sudden, you're 21?
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden you get these 3 movies, you decided to take this on, and you hadn't previously. So what was the evolution in terms of getting these roles and,
right.
and deciding that you wanted to take this?
Well, it kind of naturally happened. I was where I go to school at the Atlantic Theater Company. My teachers there, when they have a play that they're producing or directing, they need understudies. They have their students audition for it. And so I started auditioning for understudy parts off-Broadway and on Broadway. And I did understudy off-Broadway and Broadway. And my agent now heard about me through my school. And I was working on some, really scrappy workshops in New York City. And she came and saw those, and we started working. And then I was always planning on going to Russia last fall. And so I said, when I get back from Russia, because I did a semester abroad there, I said, when I get back from Russia, I'll start auditioning. So I started auditioning in January, and I couldn't take the semester off for work. And so the first thing I got a job for was Peace, Love, and Misunderstanding this summer. And so I just got super lucky. And then with Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, I read a ton of scripts. And Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene was an unbelievable script, and I was obsessed with it. And I auditioned for it, and I met the director, who's now a good friend of mine, and they chose to go with an unknown, which made me incredibly happy and thankful.
Well, it worked out for them and for you.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope it all works out.
And then Silent House came after that.
Yeah, and Silent House, because I was going to take this semester off of school because it was my senior year this year. I was going to take the semester off of school because Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene went 2 weeks into the school year. And so I already was taking it off, and Silent House was going on during the same time. And I was like, well, this is going to be an insane thing to do. Like, let's do it. It just seemed like such a challenge, and I was really excited about it.
And you're still currently at NYU, right?
Yeah. I turned in a paper on Wednesday.
Oh, how do you... It's like the James Franco School.
Right.
How do you balance all of that?
It's been working out fine. I mean, because when you go to NYU and you're a theater student, so you have conservatory and you have academics. So already you're balancing like an intense, crazy schedule with academic classes. So you kind of already figure out how to multitask. So it's not too crazy. It's just the only thing that sucks is NYU isn't allowing me to work while being in school. So I have to actually take time off if I want to work. And so that's what's frustrating. I wish there was a way to work it out, but there isn't. So I have to take like summer classes and things like that.
And I guess just talking about the film specifically.
Yeah.
It's not Peace and Love, even though it's...
Yeah, no.
Just to talk about these characters and sort of how you got into and sort of embodied these 2 characters and what that was like. I mean, Marcy May in particular, that's a very tense and creepy place to be in, although I heard you in the Q&A saying that it was actually quite pleasant on set.
Well, yeah, the on set was but thank God, thank God it was pleasant, because when you actually have to start, when you actually film like 10 hours during the day or whatever it is, and it's all kind of trying to like going down to like your biggest fears as a person, it's kind of exhausting. So thank God we all got along and had a great time filming it. With Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, when I read the script, I really understood her, and I totally got it. And Sean wrote it very clearly, and it wasn't so much like of a preparation as just really trying to figure out where her paranoia root was stemmed from, and her embarrassment of not really understanding what she's doing is socially incorrect, and I think that's really, and it's also embarrassing not to know whether what happened to you or what is happening to you is real or not. And so I was that was where that mainly came from. I never thought of her as someone who is crazy, or I just think everything that happened to her was very real, but it's just the way her sister looks at it, because she doesn't talk about it, that makes everyone else think, well, she's a little off, which, you know, she's a little off.
Yeah, and it must have almost been like filming two movies, because it's like two completely different situations where you're almost playing a different character, because it's before and after this experience, so that, But
yeah, I mean, it was like filming two movies, especially because I always kind of thought of when Martha's in the cult at the farmhouse, she's like continuing to progress as a person, and she's actually, she's actually trying to get somewhere, and being at the lake house is a regression. And so, you know, as much as the cult maybe it was an unhealthy place, it was the place where she felt most comfortable and progressive as a human being. And it was going back and retreating into the world with her sister and her family life that actually made her retreat back into herself. So it's interesting to me how that's how Sean wrote it, and I think that's it questions, you know, how bad, you know, these communal groups are, but you know, they all do have purposes. That's why we have religion. That's why you have all these different groups. Not saying religion's a cult, but and then with Silent House, I think the challenging part was, to me, it was, you know, you're on your feet for a really long time doing really long shots, and it kind of reminded me of doing a play on film. Like the whole house was rigged like a theater, and that was just an exhausting challenge, just the stamina.
And when did you find out they were both gonna screen here?
I found out about Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene towards the end of December, around Christmas time, and I found out about Silent House in the new year, because it was actually one of the last things accepted here, and that was so cool to find out that they were both going to be here. It's like, yeah, the two movies that I've worked on that are finished both got into Sundance. Like, that's so awesome, and they're both you know, female young leads who are complicated people, and I just like the fact that I got to do two movies at my age, you know, where I think the characters are pretty interesting and difficult and challenging, and for them to be received well is just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty impressive entrance into this world.
It's super
all
cool.
In the course of 2 days, you know, went to. People are definitely talking about it. These films were very well received, and your performances were well received, so it just must be amazing.
It was really cool.
And was that the first time you'd seen the films here?
Yeah,
so that
fully.
Was...
I saw them because I saw some of them because in Silent House, the sound was, you know, we had to completely redo the sound, because filming in a one shot in those takes, it's almost impossible to have a clean sound. And so I saw a lot of that movie just from doing that in post. But other than that, like, I've never seen myself on a screen. I've never watched myself in a movie. So it was pretty crazy and cool and odd to like be sitting in an audience with all these other people,
especially audience.
Yeah, especially in Martha, because I'm naked. So especially I was like, oh, you guys all know what I look like. But
and I guess what do you think you're going to sort of take from this experience, and where do you want to go?
I hope, you know, I read so many scripts, and I hope what happens is a lot of times people, for films, they don't have the ability to hire unknown actors because of financing, and so hopefully, you know, maybe I'm not an unknown actor after Sundance, which you know, that'd be awesome, because there are a lot of roles that I've loved, but I haven't been able to have access to because they needed someone who could bring in money. And so hopefully that would happen and give me more options to choose from. And I really want to do a play, but I also need to graduate school. So it's just taking every script one at a time and just following gut instincts.
And when people, just last question, when they say, you know, fresh face Sundance, Sundance breakout, does that excite you or scare you, or how does that?
It excites me, but what's funny is that they started saying that before like half the movies premiered.
They were saying that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, there are like a lot, like Juno Temple and Felicity Jones, like those guys are like rocking it right now. Like, I don't know, like you guys need to wait till their movies premiere. So it was great. Like, you know, that intention hopefully helps the movies get distribution. I mean, so fine. That's great. That's so awesome. Yeah.
Well, that's all I have.
Okay, awesome.
It's about 10 minutes now.
You're good.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.